afternoon, and then we went into work and, "Oh, by the way, take that too."
I started your live.
Ah! She just started, and I'm in the middle of chatting about the topic. I'm on a rant, and she just got me on a rant. So, well, it's because we're talking about burnout today, and I am
Yeah.
an expert in this area.
I like what you were saying about how it's a thing, and when it started, I'll tell you where I think it started, but you can tell me what you think.
About burnout in women
Yeah,
or
you were
burnout in
saying that
general. Oh, yeah, yeah.
it
So I
started
was
in the
just
war,
I was
like
I was curious. I was
World War
saying
II.
that it is an invisible reality for women, burnout, and I'm curious, when did this start? Right now the
So I
statistics is 45 to 64% of women in this age bracket, which is 40s and above, we're in the squished section where we're raising kids and we're starting to take care of parents and caretakers, and
well, we
we're
are
fried because 'cause we're doing everything.
we're Generation X, and Generation X is half the size of the generation before us because during our generation, um, divorce was legal and abortions became legal. And so our generation is like 50% because of abortions. Okay. And
50%
um
less because of abortions.
less people. You
That's
get it?
so interesting. I did
So
not
like
know
let's say
that.
there was a
Yeah.
million people before and then there's
Yeah.
500,000 people and then there's a million people after us. We're the sandwich
Mm,
generation. So number 1, you have
mm,
the divorce thing. I mean the abortion thing, and I'm not calling it a thing to make it less or more. I'm just saying it's a literal fact of history. I'm not going to go into like my thoughts and feelings and everyone's thoughts and feelings. I'm just talking about the fact in history.
mhm.
So the number of people was less, but because divorce became legal, the parents quadrupled. Like, so instead of me having one set of parents, I now have four parents,
Mhm.
or in some cases, eight, right? If people remarried and remarried. And so your obligation for like Christmas and going to different events is like gone up. And then
Mhm.
the baby boomers, which are our parents, are aging now. And but they're not we're emotionally obligated to not just our birth parents, but the step parents and then the new step parents, right? So like
Mm.
we're half the number of people being responsible for like four times the people.
Damn, when you say it like that.
It's real.
It's like, "Now I need a margarita the size of this." This is not a margarita, this is water. It
Okay,
should be margarita.
next week, get ready for our mug. Our mug is coming. We have a mug now, everyone.
So we'll be drinking our
Right now
margarita
it's a
out of a
Diet
coffee
Coke
mug, incognito.
incognito. It's a really cute mug, and I refuse. It arrived at my home office studio, but
I can't wait for mine. Can't wait.
I will not use it until Lisa has hers, and we have ours. It's
Loyalty.
like
The
we
loyalty.
are. I'm loyal. Okay.
I know you are. You're my friend.
So back to the whole our generation and burnout, but I think it started before. So I took this women's history class in one of the community colleges, which I totally shout out to our California community colleges, but you can go
Yes.
to a lot of different states have community colleges and they're really, really, really good. I can get into the history of why they're really good, but I'm not. But they're very, very good. Please don't underestimate your local community college, or even the one in the county adjacent to you. Use those community colleges. So I took this class and I had this amazing teacher, and she taught us about how like women's perspective of American history. So there are lots of women all over the planet. I'm just going to focus on Western, like, American history,
Mhm.
and she talked about, like, when people decided to get on a boat and just venture to, like, find the US, um, or conquer it, whatever you think it is. Anyway, women aren't gonna do that trip because people were dying on these boats, right?
Mhm.
So, it's mostly men, and then when they got here, they had to, like, chop trees down because it was a wilderness to, like, make houses and stuff, and they needed helpmates, okay? So, this is just the way it was taught to me during in this class, and she said, "So the people that would come weren't like women that were all put together, living in England because they had a place to live and they had children and they had houses. So it
Mhm.
was like they imported usually indentured servants, prostitutes, or criminals. They came because who's gonna leave their
They
wonderful,
have nothing to
comfortable
lose. They have
they have
nothing to lose.
nothing to
Yeah.
lose. So, but we imported these women, and guess what the women had to do?
Build all the
Everything.
stuff, everything.
Everything. They made the dye, they made the fabric, they made the food, they planted the seeds, they did they made the soap by hand, they took care of all the animals, and then they took the fat from the animals that was killed and made that into soap, like, they did, like, Little House on the Prairie. If you haven't seen Little House on the Prairie, watch it. But, like, they did everything, and so, I don't know when we haven't been doing everything. I don't
Point.
Now it's changed because now, since the Industrial Revolution, we have factories that make things faster so we can buy them in stores instead of making our
Just
own
doing
soap,
it. Mhm.
but I don't know when we haven't been doing everything. I have boys.
I just know it feels like when I talk to other women that it's very chronic of this multitasking fatigue, of feeling chronically overwhelmed. And then, yeah, so then I get curious and I start looking up statistics and I'm like, oh my God, that is a ginormous amount, a
Tell us
large
about the
percentage
statistics.
of just the 46 to 64% of women in our age group
I'm gonna
are
read burnout.
burned
It's a
out.
s it's a state of physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion caused by prolonged stress, most often related to work, school, or ongoing responsibilities. It's not just feeling tired after a long day. Burnout builds over time and can seriously affect how you think, feel, or function. I wonder if my autoimmune stuff that popped up in 2020 was from burnout.
I bet it was. So many
Because I
somatic
never
issues.
we don't have
You see
this
them with
thing in my
clients.
family.
Yeah, you see it with clients all the time, right? The somatic issues they have, it's directly resulted in to trauma, unresolved trauma, and burnout, fatigue, stress on the body is unbelievable. It's a killer, you know?
Yeah.
And I think when I think, like, roots of that, I think of perfectionism, I think of the people pleasing, I think of the systematic equalities that are there, and then I look at my
What
life and I think,
systematic inequalities?
"Well, hello."
What do they look like? What do they look
Right?
like today?
They
I'll
they
tell
look
you mine.
like they look like the expectation is when you come home for work, you're making dinner for the family, that women typically in families feel like they're the ones responsible for doing the laundry or putting the laundry away or cleaning up the dishes or feeding the animals that aren't theirs. Right? There's just these that
To let
we're the
the cat
ones that
go.
go to all the school things and help kids with homework that
We
it's
do.
just the pile, and, I don't know if it's because we're trying to prove something to ourselves that we're the better parent.
What
I
if
don't
you're
know if
not
it's
married? What if you're not
you know?
married or not in a relationship? What's the burnout? I
Yeah.
this
It
Instagram
the
thing, could you imagine being if I was single during this Instagram thing where I had to be, like,
I am
looking a
single.
certain way and keeping the pictures of the things,
And
but you don't
posting that
feel
all the time.
obligated. You don't feel obligated to,
I know.
like,
Not
pose
to
with a
post.
purse and pose with a car.
Oh god, no, no. But
There
I
are
s
people
I
who do that.
see the
They live
generation,
in these
yeah.
houses.
That they're, like, on vacation just to post what they're doing, they're making it look like it's better than it is, whatever. I just think when I think of our age bracket and I just think of things, I want you and I both to talk about eventually move to, but how we deal with it because I think it's real. Like even you and I are in similar age but different stage because your kids are younger and you're married and my kids are a little bit older. I still have one living with me and I'm not married. I still get completely burned out. So I'm still like proactively going into things all in
So
too
are
far.
we doing it to ourselves because we're used to it?
Yes. Yes, there's a part of me that I'm like today, that I'm a little uncomfortable with the fact that I don't have 15 things. Now I had them, but they got canceled. And so I'm like, well, it's probably good. Here's me, my self-talk. Probably good that they got canceled, Lisa, because you need to finish your edits on your book and you need to do this and you need to
Exactly.
do that. but I don't wanna do that stuff. I have all these other things, and so it is hard to, um I mean, and then there's other like, the last 4 Sundays in a row where I've closed my curtains and, like, hid in my house all day Sunday because I am
Yeah.
so burned out, I'm so overwhelmed in my life because of my work and all the things just right now in life that I my way of recovering is saying no to everyone in the world, and I go
That's a
in my
good one.
backyard. Yes, I go in my
Uh,
backyard because I need to be in nature, but I don't even have the energy to drive to the forest, which is my favorite place, and I get my book and I try to sit in some kind of sunlight because I'm never in the sunlight, and, I try to recover. I try to just be like my body because my body's fatigued, my body
yeah.
rests, and then my mind can catch up to, like, something, but I have to be on my little swing in the back, something and be
Yeah.
alone where no one's talking to
Yes.
me and there's
Yes.
nothing on, and I can walk around, there's nobody needing me.
Yeah.
It's real, real.
Mhm.
And I don't have little people
I
like
can't
you
do
do.
that. I can't do that right now.
I know.
But what
You
I
have to
can
go
do
away to do that. You need to
what I
come to my
can
house.
do yeah, I do. What I can do, what I do is I do think I remind myself that it's temporary. I also remind myself that I'm building right now, and that's
Yeah,
why it's this
yeah,
way is because
yep.
I'm doing things that I'm never gonna have to do again, like my
Mhm.
qualifying exam that's 30 pages for my doctorate, and once I do it, and that last this last year, that's how I've gotten through it, where I'm like, "I'll never have to do this again. Just do
Yeah.
this once, and it's done, and I don't have to go back to it." You
No,
know,
that's valid.
I
That's
have 2
valid.
assignments that are due that I'm like, I'm only gonna have 1 like, this is really my last spring at a school because next year I'll be graduating in the spring, and so it'll just be, like, done.
Mhm,
But,
mhm.
that's how I do it, and I also with my kids, I'm like, we're never gonna have, what's today? Like, Sunday, May
May
3rd of their
3rd.
12th year, you know? So, like, that's how I do it right now because I feel like
Mhm.
I feel like the discipline of forcing myself to be grateful and to be focused on how a lot of these things are gonna be gone very quickly, and then it not my kids, but, like, these
Yeah.
commitments. And I look forward to, like I really like doing 3,000 hours for anybody that has an L in front of their MFT, just respect them, trust me, they did a lot of work for it. Um, I'm like 2,800 and whatever, 37
So
hours.
close. You're
I'm
so
very
close.
close, but it's super hard because
Yeah.
the longer you're doing this supervision, the more your brain's like going like, okay, I hate to say it this way, but this is how I feel like I'm nothing, I'm nobody. I have to submit, I have to listen, I have to learn. And I'm just tired. I've been in that for a long time since
Mhm, mhm.
masters, right? So a
Yeah,
lot of years of I'm
yeah.
nothing, I'm nobody, I'm learning, I'm nothing, I'm nobody, I'm learning. And I know that that's not that empowering thing to say, but I'm not going to lie and tell you I say to myself, you're an amazing growing person. And this is just yet another step in your process. No, that's
No,
not what my mind does.
not
Right? I'm
healthy.
like, I'm nothing. I just have to learn. And even my supervisor's like, you're
Ugh.
practically a therapist. Just let it go. But I'm like, no, I need the L, and so I feel like I'm kind of going like, I'm slowing down, going, okay, there's only 2.5 more months of this, and then
Mhm,
I'll have to take the test, right? But assuming I pass the test, like, so that's what I do is I kind of try to look at not gratitude in like the annoying way, but gratitude in like, this is like that Trace Adkins song of like, you're gonna miss this. Um,
mhm.
but then there is
Are you
like
gonna miss it? I'm
I
not gonna
know. I
miss
am gonna
writing all
miss
those
I'm gonna
papers, putting my hours down, sitting through supervision that I wanna.
I'm not gonna miss that part, but I'm gonna miss like, in supervision, I'm gonna miss that it doesn't land on me. It really doesn't, because 'cause I'm just the trainee,
Yeah,
right?
no,
Or
now it lands
I'm the
on you. Now you're
associate. Now it's your license,
your
your
license.
lawsuit, your whatever it is, your
Yeah,
complaint to the BBS. So I'm like,
yeah.
"Okay, just marinate in the cheaper classes because I have the A instead of the L," right? But, with my kids, I am looking at my kids' faces, and I'm like, "Okay, there's no beard right now, there's no mustache," like, just they're starting to
Mhm.
get acne, and I'm like, soon it's gonna be, like, facial hair that will have to be shaved, and, like, So I am like, memorize this moment, like be in the
Be
moment.
present. Yeah.
But I mean,
Well,
is
I
that
think that's what's
helpful? I don't
hard
know. I
is
still have stress.
it's one thing to say, like, I have a lot of things I'm investing in right now, which I do, and I just need to buckle in. I just need to, and you're really trying to get to this place where you know it's going to end. But there are people, it's not ending. Like they have this
Well, like
the when
nurses, I have RNs.
when they look ahead and they're like, I'm a single mom and I'm raising my kids and I have to work these hours and I don't see an end in sight. I
But
think
can I
that
sh can
feeling is that builds to the chronic fatigue of feeling overwhelmed. We can get really locked into that and it's
but
hard to
can I say a
shift.
positive about being a single mom? If you're truly, like, a single mom and other people aren't barraging you with their ideas, like, in some cases, I'm like, you don't have to argue. Like, I constantly feel like I have to, like, make a case for every decision about my kids, and I know that there's divorces where that happens, but in some
Mhm.
cases, like, within the autism community, I see some moms and they're just rocking it. They're just like, "This is what we're doing. This is the plan." Nobody puts them down. No one argues with them about it. It's just like they get to be in charge. So I'm not making a case for, like, not feeling bad for single moms, but I am saying if you're a single mom out there, the plus side about being a single mom, if you truly have autonomy over your family, is that, like, you get to be in charge, and that's at least a win. Because I
Yeah,
know for
it's
me,
it's
it's
hard because
hard.
it's a win, but it's right there with that win is this overwhelming understanding that this is all on me and I don't have a backup. And I think that can overpower that win sometimes because it feels crushing. It feels the responsibility is a lot. There's no like one to
We
give
just
the
had a
kid the bath.
situation
It's like
we just had a
it's you're doing it
situation
all.
because 'cause I'm kind of in charge of the kid decision stuff, and my husband's like, whatever you want," which but, like but when things go south, like, it
And he
is my
criticizes
fault.
it.
It's my
Mhm.
fault.
Mhm.
So recently, I
But
just
that's a
got the
nice way
word
to not have to take responsibility so that you can be blamed either
but
way.
recently, I just got the words where I said to him, like, "I need you to make this decision. I've lost objectivity, and if it goes south, it's your fault. I need you to take fault for that." And he goes, "Okay, I'll take the fault."
Okay.
So I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. But I think parenting is hard whether you're single or you're married. I'm
No,
sorry.
yeah, for sure. I mean,
It
that's
feels like
just one
single
realm of
moms get this,
burnout.
like,
That's one realm.
soup
Yeah.
single moms get this super cape, and it's, like, not fair because I know a lot of married moms who,
Yeah,
like, their husband leaves Monday
absolutely.
through Thursday. So there's the label of they're married, but he's gone 5 days a week. So
Yeah, that was
your
my whole
husband
marriage.
you
Yeah,
were married and your husband
yeah,
worked at night. So oops,
yeah.
from 7 PM to 7 AM,
And then
you
you
were
sleep
a
all day,
single
so
mom.
everyone be quiet and yep. Yeah, that's just one realm. I think that, like, it's in all the realm, and of our it can become all the realms in our lives, and the real question is, like, when you notice you're burned out, what are you doing about it? Because we can just stay in that it's the same with negative thinking, we can stay in that
Well, right now
alignment,
I'm in
and
a
then how
very
do we shift, you know?
right now I'm in a s in a s in a spiritual battle with water because 'cause I'm like, "I'm not drinking water." I know if I drink water and I walk and I eat healthy, things will go great for me. I'm, like, mad at water. Like, Diet Coke is water, coffee is water, and it's like, I don't know what that is. Is that burnout? Is that, like I personally get, like, stubborn about certain things that I know are gonna be good for me. Like, I could go do
Mm.
Pilates, or I have the gym membership, I could go get on the treadmill.
Like, you
So what
resist like, you don't
Yes,
deserve the goodness?
I don't know. You're the therapist with the
So
L.
are you.
With
But
the L.
that's, like, sometimes when I think I don't deserve rest, right? Like, I have to keep going, it's like, I'm constantly combating that inappropriate thinking, which is you don't deserve rest. You just need it. You just need to have it. Okay.
That's a good
You
point.
don't need to earn it, Lisa. You know, but sometimes I can think like that and I have to catch myself because it's like, no, 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 no. That's not how this works. You're a helping professional. You have to rest. And I have
I'm
to regroup.
I'm getting better about rest. I am. I end the day. I used to, like, especially being in school online for a long time, like because I did my first master, second master's doing the doctorate online. So it's like at 10 to 2 AM I used to work on my stuff. And
Mm.
now I'm like, "Nope, it's 10:30, go to bed."
Girl, I'm feeling my age. I mean, even my bike ride yesterday, I was like and I know it was a little hotter, and I know there was a lot of wind, and I almost died. But, like,
Other than that,
other than that on that bike ride. But, like, I was fatigued, and I had the wedding that night, and I was like, "Oh," I could feel my body, like, "I this sucks." I
okay,
wanna still be 20. I'm not. So,
do
even
you
as when we're this age bracket, we have to recognize that, like, there are some
unrealistic
shifts.
expectations, that's one.
Yes. Oh, I'm yes, the queen, the queen.
I
If
know
I
what
can
the
do it all,
solutions are gonna be.
I
I
can
know
do
what
it
the
all.
solutions are gonna be. Do
Why would
your
I buy that?
dream.
I could just hand sew that. Why would I buy that in a box? I could just go home and make I could just make it homemade. Like, you could, but do you need to? Do you? Support somebody on Etsy. Just buy it.
Before before adding anything in a new way, reduce what is draining to you. Identify your top 3 drains.
Okay,
People,
I
tasks,
had
or
to do
roles.
that with when I got my master's as I was bike racing all over the place.
I remember.
And I knew if I added my master's, I had to say goodbye to this, and it was hard, but I did. I had to put that down to pick this up. There was no way I could do both. But people don't do that. I've seen you,
Pause.
Angie. I've seen you too, where you just keep adding. You'll keep adding to the plate because it's like it's a good idea and exciting, and it's right. And we can because we have great capacity. But like at some point, those seams are gonna rip. You know.
But what I didn't show you is that I got rid of stuff and
Good.
I've modified
I need to. I mean,
myself mentally with my clients per se, where I'm like, "Okay, I can't
mm. Talk
work
about that,
harder.
modifying mentally. Talk about that. How'd you do
I
that?
can't work harder than you're working," right?
Amen.
With my clients in the session. And
Yes.
that frees up a lot of time. Because after the
Yes.
session, I don't feel bad, like I should have done more. I say, "Look, I gave you my A game for this
Mhm.
amount of time," and then the window closes. And then I
Mhm.
move on, and I don't take that with me. That opens up my mind. I
Mhm.
also got rid of stuff in the garage. I'm like, all this stuff that we don't need, I need to start. It's like a third of it's gone. And I feel like
Ooh,
that's like I don't have to clean that stuff. So in the house, I'm like,
and
okay,
space too in the house,
fabric
physically
and
space,
stuff
mental space.
needs to go. That doesn't some I got rid of some of the kids stuff. I got rid of some toys. Like I'm
Doesn't
getting
that
rid of
help so
stuff.
much, clearing the
It helps.
house? Like, you feel like it's coming in on you and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I just spring clean,
Yeah.
everybody. It's time."
Yep.
So, mentally, you did that. You detached a bit from some
Mentally I
taking
detached.
on more than you needed. And
I
then
also
if that
delegate.
allowed for some creativity to come
I
because of
also
that
did
space?
differently with this maybe, yeah. I also did differently with this business where I'm like, I'm delegating and I'm putting people in charge
Mhm.
that of their business roles and then what my role is, and then I'm reaching out
Yeah.
for help.
Instead of
And
doing it all yourself.
I want it
Yes.
to run itself. Like before in the past with like my real estate business, I would have used personal funds. I'm like, no, the business has to be its own entity and do well on its own. And so I'm
Mhm.
like, okay, we need the business to have its own identity. So like
Which is all your masters coming back in to play.
I put my son back into middle school, which was like a big thing because I was homeschooling. And was I though? Was I really? I don't know. Um, so
Budget.
we were homeschooling and
Yeah, homeschooling's
but
hard. I did
it's
it.
not what he wants. He wants to go to school every day and be with his friends and like accepting that and letting go of the idea of what I wanted
Mhm.
and letting go of my will and looking at him like grow and flourish.
Yeah.
Um
So all those things helped you with like space in lots of different ways. Do you
Space.
feel it in your body? Do you feel like that
Mhm.
removal was like,
I
I could
feel
breathe a little
better.
bit now?
I feel
Yeah.
better about my day and what I'm doing, and I also feel better because I'm not the only one, like, rowing the boat, like, we have this property in Maine, and I really wanted to manage it and do, like, retreats there and stuff, and my husband found, like, through he likes to sail, so he, like, found a sailing buddy who's like, "Oh, I use this company, and they're great," and so he's in charge of that, and it's
Mm,
been really great because it gives him
good. Yeah.
the feel goods, and then I don't have to worry about it. So I weigh
Absolutely.
in, like I was on the call, but I wasn't, in charge of it, and I didn't have to be responsible for it, so
So we
and
have
then
to
he's
let
helping
go. It's back
a
to that
lot.
first podcast of letting, I don't know if this is our first one, of like letting go of some things because it's too much, right? Or reducing some things, like you said, mentally. I think that was such a good thought. Or even things in the house, if that helps to give you that little bit of space you need to complete the thing that you're in that feels like a lot. Because I know the feeling of I just got to get there. It's almost, I just got to get there. But it's like, okay, but what do I have to do to get there? If I'm running a marathon and I'm bonking at 20 miles and I have 6 miles to go, I got to figure it out real quick. I got to pace. I got to drink more. I got to do something different to help myself get to the end, and there has to be an adjustment. So if you're listening and you're burned out, the reality is like, okay, I need to look at my life right now. What in my house, where in my living space can I make some shifts, a little bit of shifts to create
Yeah,
some space? Mentally, what am I carrying? That's literally, I feel like in my body and my shoulders because I'm stressed about it. How can I just shift? It's kind of like cognitive diffusion, right?
yep,
Where
good
you
word.
think you're one with your thoughts, right? And you diffuse. So you separate that instead of thinking like I'm thinking negative thoughts, I'm a bad person. It's like, or I'm bad, right? I'm thinking I'm bad. It's like the cognitive fusion is like I'm noticing I'm having thoughts that are bad about myself. Do you
That's it.
see the space? That little bit of space separates, right?
And it's back to the pillow that I showed you guys where I took like, I just did it with a couple, this week where I took the pillow because they were struggling with the thing, and I
Yes.
was like, "What if this is the thing and it's out
Yes.
here and it's not you? And why
Right.
turn on each other? And why
Yeah.
expect somebody else to be different when it's a thing that's out here?"
Yes.
Like, if there's a tornado or a hurricane coming, arguing
Mhm.
with your partner gets you nowhere, but
No.
working as a team
Yeah.
to get provisions and
Yes.
you
Yes.
know, prepare the home is helpful. So yeah, I think really, really big for me is that really it started about 6 months ago with boundaries, looking at boundaries and what are boundaries and do I have boundaries and making those little baby steps with the
Which is all
boundaries.
part of burnout, like, trying to get away from making space is
Mhm.
boundaries for sure, that's part of it.
And then noticing that what I thought I had to do wasn't really fun. And
Mhm.
so I do need some things that I function better this way that I have to do that are fun. And bringing those
Mhm.
in because it inspires me, right?
Yes.
Like
That's why, like,
this
like,
new
the
project
project.
has been
Yeah.
simmering, but
Mhm.
I wasn't I was thinking when I'm done with this, when I'm done with that, when I'm done with this, and I'm like, I have to feed it into my day now or I'm not
Mhm.
gonna make it because I
Mhm.
need something that's exciting for me, especially once I'm done with the doctorate and once I'm done with the I
Mhm.
wanted to have this already prepared. So I'm preparing the future.
Yeah.
So it's exciting and fun for me, but it also is
Need
something that
some.
I think is helpful.
Mhm. Well, I think even with my medical students I work with, when you have the same day every day, which a lot of us do, whether it's school, work, kids, whatever,
Oh,
to
yeah,
have something you really enjoy. Like, even if it is the Pilates class that you meet your girlfriend in, like, whatever, that you have something outside that of like that you get to do that you're like, that made me feel a little bit better. And just that little bit of feeling better, it adds a little bit of joy, refreshes your spirit enough to like help, right? 'Cause we're trying
so
to be
good.
real here. This is real life. This isn't like, "Oh, just go take a bubble bath." No, that's
Oh
not
my
gonna
gosh,
fix this
if
situation.
someone says bubble bath, like, okay, I have body dysmorphia. That's what I wanna do is be floating in a tub of water looking at my body. What a relaxing idea. Or going to the beach, squeeze myself into a bathing suit and sit at the beach looking at my this is
Mhm.
not fun for me. Now I look at
Yeah.
the waves in the water with my son swimming, but
Mhm.
yeah,
It
some
shifts you.
things that
Yeah.
should be relaxing, like getting your nails done. I go there and then I'm trapped in the chair and then the lady's asking me if I want extras and I have a hard time saying no. And that's not relaxing for me or fun. And it's a chore.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what is your what really
Mhm.
does inspire you? This project inspires me. It makes me feel like I'm even making plans. I'm like, what if I wasn't even involved? Could this be something that someone else could do? Because I just saw it and I want it to happen, but I don't have to be in control, right? So, it's
Yeah.
just exciting to know that this can be happening, and I thought about it and it came to pass,
Well,
you
and it
know?
makes
So
the rest of your life that's challenging or hard, like, you doable, like, your perspective shifts in it, right? Like, it makes it doable.
that's why I think journaling and meditation or prayer, whatever you wanna call it, is so helpful because you practice the discipline of writing things out and getting it out of you, and then eventually you can use it for your creativity, and then eventually it can be creativity that's not just art, but, like, what doesn't exist in the world that I wanna see? Like, I saw this autism store. It's a shop, and I can't even it's in Texas. I can't remember who she is, I gotta find it, and I'll put it somewhere in the chat or talk about it next time, but it's this beautiful house, this old house that was converted into this autism shop where she sells T-shirts and baseball caps, but people with autism can come and hang out there and have a coffee, and no one's gonna
Mm,
judge them, and it's
mhm.
beautiful. So, like, that's creativity that is now this place that didn't exist before she made it. It was
Yeah,
a thought and then a thing, and I feel like for some of us that are stuck, really stuck, first we have to get that stuff out of us, like through
yeah.
writing, meditation, directing your thinking, prayer, Bible,
Right.
whatever you wanna
Ride your
do,
bike.
or ride your bike, forcing your brain,
Mhm.
like I like
Get it
people
out.
think that
Yeah,
their brain, their thought is like what they're supposed to do, and I'm like, "No, you have to train your thinking."
yeah. You have neutral thoughts just come in. It doesn't mean
Yeah, like the horses at Central Park. You have to pull that and be like, "This is our route and this is what we're doing." Not in a claustrophobic way, but like, this is your, um, discipline, like, right, with
Mhm.
your mind. I really think it's not like sound like a Scientologist right now, but not like that, like in a non-Scientology way. No offense, no offense. I don't want them following me and trying to like change me, but like, yeah, just in like a workout kinda way of your brain. I think meditation
Training.
and writing
Mhm.
really help with training.
Well, that's the one we have agency over that. Like, there's a lot of things we don't have agency over, but being able to catch your thinking and direct your thinking or redirect it is really
It's agency.
powerful. Like, if we stop with this ruminating of all the stuff and, like, start honing it in, like you said, it gives you energy back, right? Because you're more focused instead of just, like, letting your brain be all over and feeling
Really
overwhelmed,
good. That needs to be a whole show.
you know?
We
Learning
are
to
like
really
we did great. We're, like, over our time, actually, and so I just great
We
one,
did
great
I
topic.
love the self-encouragement Angie always gives us at the end. Good job, good podcast.
I want
Well,
to listen to it.
hopefully y'all think it's good. I don't know. You guys talk to us. Tell us what you think. We're gonna launch. We're gonna put on social media. It's time.
Yeah, it's time. Yeah, it's time. Alrighty.
Oh, all right. Good seeing everybody.
Bye,
Wait a
everyone.
second. I don't see anybody.